My name is Breanna, and for my service learning project, I will be using a simple model to demonstrate the basic anatomy and physiology of the heart. Starting off with materials, you're going to need about 3 cups of water, red food coloring or red colored water flavoring. I used Cherry Crystal Light, 3 plastic bottles, 4 bendy straws, tape, and then some sort of tool for poking holes in the caps of the bottles. So for the assembly of the model, you're going to begin by removing the caps of all the bottles. You're only actually going to use 2 for the model. The third water bottle does not require a cap. So for the first cap, you're going to be poking 2 holes, one the size of the straw you're using and another that's slightly smaller. And then in the second cap, you're going to be poking 2 holes that are the same size of the straws. You're then going to connect your straws together by pinching the top of one straw and then sliding it into the other straw. Once you've done that, you can secure them together using a piece of tape, which is going to connect them together, but it's also going to prevent any leakage from happening. And then you're going to just repeat that with your other 2 straws until you have 2 sets of straws that look like the image on the right. Next, you're going to reattach the caps onto the bottles. The cap with the 2 different sized holes goes onto the first bottle, and the cap with the 2 equally sized holes goes into the second bottle. And like I said before, the third bottle does not need a cap. Next, you're just going to go ahead and insert your connected straws into the holes, connecting the first and second bottles with one set of the straws and then the second and third with the other set. And lastly, you're going to fill the first 2 bottles with water to about 75% capacity and leave the third bottle empty, and then you would add your food coloring or your water flavoring to the first 2 bottles. Before we can start using our model, we need to discuss what each part of the model represents in the heart. The first bottle represents the atria, the second bottle represents the ventricles, and the third bottle represents the rest of the body. The straws connecting these bottles represent the valves of the heart. We're going to begin our demonstration by pinching the straws connecting the first and second bottle. This is going to represent the closing of the heart valve between the atria and the ventricles. We are then going to squeeze the middle bottle, representing the contraction of the ventricles that forces blood from the heart to the rest of the body. We're going to keep the middle bottle squeezed, but we're going to stop pinching the first set of straws. This represents the opening of the valves between the atria and the ventricles. Keeping the middle bottle squeezed, we are now going to pinch the set of straws between the second and third bottles. This represents the closing of the valve of the ventricles. We are then going to stop squeezing the middle bottle. This will allow the ventricles to refill with blood from the atria. You can then repeat these steps to mimic the pumping of the blood by the heart. To recap, the squeezing of the second bottle represents the contraction of the ventricles, and pinching the different sets of straws represents the opening and closing of the heart valves that keeps blood flowing through the heart in one direction.